Do we need to cheers?
We probably should.
Okay.
Siblings,
Cheers, everyone.
welcome to the squeeze.
Pray we don't get in a fight.
What would you? What
Do you
were
want to
the
explain the story?
No. What? No. No. I'm gonna protect my freaking brother here. What were the preconceived notions? Hello, you little lemon drops.
Welcome back.
Welcome to episode 2 of Squeezin' 2 of the Squeeze.
Taylor just thought of that before we started taping.
Yeah, but I said it without thinking it, and then Well, okay. The whole room thought it was a good idea for me to say it again, but if you're looking at just us right now, we are doing something special where we are doing an intro, but we actually have our guests in the room as we speak. I know.
What a concept.
Groundbreaking. But it's because it's an episode that has been highly anticipated, highly asked for, and what we do during Squeeze and Sue.
So good until then. So good.
Squeezin' 2 of the Squeeze is we deliver. So, without further ado, please give a warm welcome to my sister, my brother-in-law, your sister and brother-in-law.
What an intro.
I was like, wait, what do you call different family dynamics? Please welcome our family to the Squeeze.
Family!
The Moores.
Siblings.
McKenna and Jake are siblings. This is going to be a fun sibling episode, and there's going to be no fight started.
We literally end this episode, it goes like a blank screen, and it's like, Taylor, McKenna, and Jacob had to cut the interview short. Take a pause. Had to take a pause. We'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Hi, guys. Welcome.
Hey.
Are
Nice
you
to see
nervous?
ya. A little bit. Yeah.
We're going to grill you, so get ready.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
You need to like hone in because you're just giggly McGiggles.
I'm
over there.
excited.
Okay.
I'm excited
She
because
must like us.
I do enjoy you both, thankfully, because we are family, so I have no choice. Just kidding.
Sounded questionable.
Sounded question. We're gonna dive into it later. It's fine. Just kidding.
Really getting into the drama here.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But for those of you that did not know, this episode's fun because McKenna's normally on the other side of things.
Yes.
So now you're on this side of
It
things.
is weird to like see where it all goes down.
This is fun.
Babe,
What?
not everybody knows that. If you don't know,
Well, that's what I just
McKenna, my sister, is Team Squeeze. She
Squeeze.
is a part of the reason that this show is what it is
Yeah.
on a weekly basis. So
Yeah,
if
very
this is a
much so.
fun role reversal,
If you've seen us on TikTok,
she running it,
Hey, that's me. That is my pride and joy.
yeah. You crushing it.
you do enjoy that. I feel like I'll be laying in bed and I'll like get a notification. It's like the Squeeze tagged you in a TikTok. I'm like, what is she doing right now? It's like 10 p.m.
Overtime.
Overtime. Don't log those hours. Just kidding. So we start every episode, as you know. Jake, I don't know if you know this, with a little segment called Citrus Got Real.
Yes.
There's a
You've
jar.
heard of it?
I have. I thought
Okay.
it was hilarious the first time I heard the phrase.
Have you listened to the podcast?
I have
you were getting
listened.
No,
No, he's told me multiple times not to tell you that he's never listened to an episode.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever said that. I have listened to her listening in, like live while
And I'll be like,
recording,
oh, you
while
have to
taping,
listen to this part.
to several of those. And I've seen a lot of the clips.
So
great.
you have no idea what you're getting into
No,
right
he
now.
doesn't.
Okay. This should be fun.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you pull a. You can go first if you would like.
Citrus got real.
Ba-bum.
What article of clothing best relates to you and why?
What article of clothing best relates to you and why?
Do we all answer or is this just me?
Yeah, we all will.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I have to go first.
I'll go first.
Yeah,
Definitely
go
like crew necks and leggings.
Okay.
Has to be comfy.
Why? Oh, comfy.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
gonna say
Gotta be
fuzzy
comfy.
socks.
Ooh.
Even though I don't have fuzzy socks on.
What's yours?
Is it lame to say a hat?
Oh no,
Ooh.
that definitely is yours.
I wear a hat 9.9 days out of 10.
Okay.
I don't know what the math means there, but it's real.
Yeah. Can you
There's
break down
something.
that math for us?
There's
So-
something there.
For
We have 7 days in the
2
week.
hours of the week, I take off of the hat, and then the rest of the time I'm wearing a hat.
Okay.
Mhm.
Big hat guy. I also am a big hat guy.
Yeah.
But if you can relate to an article of clothing, I'm gonna go a big cozy jacket because I always because I'm needy and I always want to feel warm and hugged and what?
It's just good you're admitting that.
I've admitted it before on this podcast. Continue.
I'm teasing you. I thought you were going to say Crocs.
How could I relate to Crocs the
Because
most?
you're quirky, weird,
Oh,
unique.
Okay, shots fired.
sister coming out.
That was nicer than what I was going to say.
What were you gonna say?
And nothing.
How could I relate to Crocs?
We're going to continue on with our episode.
Wow. Okay.
You're rubber. And
Good thing
full
we're
of
doing a
holes.
night episode.
Yep, that was it. What are we drinking tonight, hon?
We're drinking a delicious
Do we need a
Cabernet.
cheers?
Oh, yeah.
We probably should.
Okay.
Siblings,
Cheers, everyone.
welcome to the squeeze.
Pray we don't get in a fight.
Squeezing two.
Squeezing two.
Citrus just
Got real.
Close enough. After you watch a full episode, you'll learn it's citrus got
Do you
real.
think you'll watch this episode?
Depends on how the next 30 to 45 minutes go.
Okay. Perfect.
I agree. Ken, you want to pull?
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's do another.
Least favorite color.
Least favorite color.
Hmm.
Okay. Why don't you guess each other's?
Oh God.
Jake's like, I don't even know mine.
Yeah, right.
We've talked about this.
Okay,
About
what?
yours or mine?
Yours.
Yeah, I know mine.
His least favorite is orange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? Because it's
Um,
obnoxious? Like,
I
what?
don't know. Yeah.
Just doesn't feel good.
It just doesn't feel right to me.
Okay.
It's not speaking to you.
You got one?
I don't know. I feel like you're
Also orange?
maybe
Yeah, I
an
was kind of
orange,
thinking that.
yeah.
Anything like bright, obnoxious.
So you don't
yeah.
you wouldn't be like a neon
No,
person.
neons. That's the word I was looking for.
I think I'm saying red.
I don't like that one either.
I think I don't have anything personal against red. I'm just thinking of like if I were to wear something, I can't picture ever wearing
I know. I was trying to think of like
red
colors that are
shoes,
in my closet.
red shirt. I don't think I own any red.
Yeah, I might be the same.
Yeah.
I might be the same there. We are in the height of winter, and winter means shorter days. That means we are not getting enough vitamin D from the sun, and we need to start incorporating vitamin D a little more into our diet. There are 97% of women ages 19 to 50 that are not getting enough vitamin D from their diet alone. But Ritual's Essentials for Women 18 plus was shown to increase vitamin D levels by 43% in a clinical study, which is enough for me to take them. As you guys know, I've already been taking Ritual's Essentials for Women 18 and older for a good 6 months now, and I love it because it has 9 key nutrients, but also it's gentle on an empty stomach with the minty essence of the pills, which is great because I do not like taking pills, so it helps kind of take my mind off of the fact that I'm taking a pill and I'm getting all the nutrients that I am needing. No more shady business. Ritual's Essentials for Women 18 plus is a multivitamin you can actually trust. You can get 40% off your first month for a limited time at ritual.com/thesqueeze. This offer is only available through January 31st. Start Ritual or add the Essentials for Women 18 plus to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/thesqueeze for 40% off. You guys will love them. So one New Year's resolution of mine has been to eat healthier, just to fuel my body with healthy things I got to nourish it and not tear it down. And I have been absolutely loving the juices from Squeeze.com. Squeeze.com has a juice cleanse that is out of this world and is amazing because their juices, unlike other juice cleanses, they taste good. They're all amazing. My favorites are the Squeeze 3 and the Squeeze 5. But I didn't know how many benefits there actually are to juice cleanses. Obviously, the physical that we all know of weight loss, less bloat, clearer skin, but it also increases your energy, helps with your sleep, it breaks bad eating habits, but also the benefits of fasting. It helps build discipline, helps slowing the aging process, and it also decreases the risk of disease, which all of those benefits sound like a plus to me. If you're interested in trying a juice cleanse out with Squeeze.com, you can head to their website, Squeeze.com, and use code TheSqueeze for same-day local delivery or free fast delivery nationwide. That's code TheSqueeze. Head to Squeeze.com. Get squeezing. That's a lot of squeeze.
All right. Well, I think we should dive into this because we have a lot to cover. But tying back to what Tay kind of opened with, fun fact is this podcast would not exist if it wasn't for you.
Oh, please.
Hold on. Because
Oh.
this would not exist
Very true.
if it wasn't for you.
Very true.
And a lot of our listeners know that. I've talked about it, you know, and I've told the story a million times. Tay's told the story a million times, but we've never heard the story from the horse's mouth herself.
Wow.
So if you could, by popular demand, bring us back
Very popular demand.
to a beautiful, magical winter evening in December 2017. Could you give us a little background on how this happened?
Oh, getting into the juice. Well, I met Tay through a mutual friend, which I'm sure you guys all know, and we were actually off in college. And Tay went to visit this mutual friend that went to the same college that I went to, and go Belmont.
Go Bruins.
And I met her and I knew of her all throughout high school. She went to our rival high school. She was very pretty, popular. I knew of her. I think we even followed each other on Instagram already.
Wow.
And I met her and I was like, oh my gosh, I finally have a friend to go back home to and like hang out with when I get on break from school. Because friends in high school were hard. Let's just say that.
Can relate, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was really excited that I had a friend to hang out with when I went back. And then I was like, Alexa, we got to hang out with Tay. Like, I want to get to know her more. And then was like, But yeah, I immediately thought of my brother and was like, you just have to meet her. She's great. She is so kind. She's unlike anybody else that I've met from our area. You just have to meet her. And knew that you guys would hit it off. Oh. She's such a gem. I mean,
This is why I brought you here today to just
hype you
pat
up.
my back.
I'm your girl. I gotcha. But yeah, long story short, I knew that they would hit it off.
Did you? You knew that would happen?
I mean, I didn't think you guys would get married. No.
Because that's the biggest, like, you knew that you wanted to try and set it up, but I don't believe in your mind you thought it would I didn't even think you thought it would actually work. I think you were like,
no, I don't think I did.
yeah.
Because, like, you're my older brother. You don't really listen to me. So,
Yeah.
like, when I give you advice or, like, tell you something, you just, like, yeah, whatever. Kind of like, you're stupid.
Right.
So I didn't, I thought you.
Were you surprised when I took up your, like, offer? When you were like, you know, you should throw a game night, whatever, and, you know, even the attempt at setting up with her. Did you think I would be open to that?
I think you would be open to it. Yeah.
But did you have much faith in it?
I just didn't think you would take me serious.
Right.
No. But after the first night, I knew you guys hit it off and was like, okay, yeah, this is going to go further.
Okay, well, that was going to be my next question. But before we get to that, I do, a lot of people also wonder this, and I do too. What was it initially, if you can pinpoint it, about Tay that you were like, because you didn't know her super well
No.
at the time.
And I think that's what not a lot of people like know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people assume that you guys were great
Best
friends.
Yeah.
You were very new friends.
Like I think we hung out like twice.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, but so in those 2 times hanging out, and we'll jump into this later as well, but like, and you're very protective, but in 2 times of you hanging out, what was it that caused you to go, I think Taylor should meet her?
Well, I think when you meet like good people, they just kind of stick out like a sore thumb these days. And you both are very good people. But yeah, she just stuck out unlike anybody else, anybody from like my hometown. She's just very kind, loves games. That's another one.
Yeah.
You knew that would
Yeah.
go well.
Yeah, I knew that would go
That
well.
did.
But like, I seriously loved her so much. I remember sitting you down after the first night going, Taylor, don't screw this up. And if you do, I'm still going to be friends with her. So if you screw this up, I'm on her side. I literally remember sitting
And
you
you're
down
still going to have to hang out with her.
Yeah.
That's
I feel like
funny.
I remember hearing that.
Yeah.
Like
No, that was definitely a conversation.
That's funny because I kind of just like black out over like that first night and even like the second, third, and fourth nights we hang out. But I wanted to ask you if you were like, did we talk about her like after? Like we did the hangout, like it went, fine. And then there was a second and a third hangout, but like were we like texting like as siblings about her? Like what was my initial response and how did you feel about it?
Yeah, your initial response was always you were very interested, I think. And I think at first you were like, McKenna, like, no, this is crazy. Like, I think you were a little bit skeptical. But I remember you like telling me that you were going to surprise her with a Tori Kelly concert. And I was like, whoa, wait, this is actually going somewhere? Like, you're actually taking her on a date?
Oh, was it Mumford and Sons?
Oh, maybe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever.
It wasn't
I heard
Tori
concert.
Keller.
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 Tori Keller.
She could have been there. It was like a
No, I remember you telling me you were trying to like get tickets for her because Tori was like
Oh well, maybe
her
you were
favorite
trying to do that
artist. So I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I remember like being very shocked when you were like pursuing it. I was like, oh my gosh, wait, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
I've never like thought about that.
Yeah.
What?
Like what your guys' conversations were, or
I
like what
haven't
the two
either.
of your conversations were when we like,
I
That's
know.
a-
I
that's a
haven't
really
either.
good
That's what
question.
when we were
That's a
getting
great
ready to do this, I was
what
like,
were you thinking, Jake? Just kidding.
Well-
Were you a part of this at all? Like, did I keep you updated?
Of course, I was also there.
You were there at the,
The
game night?
initial introduction.
Oh.
was also there. You were there.
McKenna runs up to Taylor's like, what do you think?
I
How's it
do
going?
remember that. Yeah. I remember New Year's too. That's when you guys
Yeah.
like hung out for a few times, right? Did you?
Yeah.
I also
Yeah.
think like
We-
I tried to stay out of it too because I didn't want to put pressure on you guys. So I was like, maybe the less information, the better.
I know. Yeah, it's a different dynamic, but I couldn't remember what it was like. Like after we hung out the first couple times, like would she like leave and would I be like pulling you aside and like saying stuff to you about her or texting you about her? Because I don't. I don't.
I feel like
really
it was a good
remember
balance.
that.
I feel like you
Yeah.
did to an extent, but you also kept things private. And
Interesting.
I kind of think I liked that because, it was my friend dating my brother. So at
Yeah.
first it was a little weird.
Yeah.
But I also think that's why it helped that we like only hung out twice
Yeah.
because it could have been like, I think really hard being like, no, that's like my best friend or no, that's my brother.
Yeah.
You can't
Did
do that.
you and Grote ever talk about it?
No.
Nope.
No.
Because
We
girl
actually did it
just
all.
had no.
Well,
idea.
yeah.
Till now.
Because I had no idea
Yeah.
of it, and then once I knew, I think then we probably like FaceTimed or something, and we were like, "Look, we're together," and you were probably like,
Do you remember a moment that, like, I told you, or somebody told you, or you realized that it's happening?
Well, I remember New Year's.
"I guess we were all together on New Year's."
Yeah. I knew New Year's
So you
there
could
was
just
like
tell
something
it was
there.
going down.
But again, I just thought it was all fun and games. I think until you told me that she was coming to visit you in
Yeah.
London.
In London,
Yeah.
And you told me like we made it exclusive before. So,
right?
we're not dating other people. And I was like, that was the moment that I was like, oh, this is serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, jumping forward, looking back at that, do you feel good about it, or do you regret that decision at all? Is it
No.
okay?
Yeah, no. Best decision I've ever made, honestly.
Well,
and
that's
you
good.
too. But you guys did all the hard work. I just set it up.
Oh yeah,
We were
yeah,
just
yeah.
Just
cheering
teed
from
you
the
up.
sidelines.
Yeah.
Cheering us on.
Well, thanks.
Thanks for making it happen. Now I got a best friend and a sister.
Yeah, and that was like a question that I feel like we've gotten is like what like our friendship looks like, and I definitely feel like I think it. I mean, you guys are family. You are like actually my only sister, so the only thing I
Sibling?
have a sibling.
Oh.
But yeah, I think a lot of people don't know that like we weren't super close, so like I almost feel like it actually helped like us develop a friendship. Because, I mean, even going into it, I was apprehensive to even thinking there was anything there because I was like, that's my friend's brother. And, like, especially, like, a new friend who has a famous brother, I don't want her thinking I'm, like, using her to get to her brother.
Well, exhibit A of why I thought she'd be perfect for you
Yep.
because she even thought of that. Everybody else would be like, wait, introduce me to your brother. You were very cautious and very respectful of that. So that's another.
Maybe that's why. I mean, on the note of famous brother, obviously, I have been slightly privy to the highs and the lows of being with someone that's famous, but you have had to deal with that like your whole life. And a lot of people, I feel like, think that that is like a glamorous thing, which it is fun, but there's also like many difficulties that come with that, especially growing up with it. Like something that I'm thankful that I didn't have to deal with is, I was introduced to you at an age where I like, I had some bearings of life and stuff, but you know, growing up with that, I would imagine was probably like not the easiest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you thought I was young when I started going through it, then I mean,
Yeah, because you were
me
how
and
old?
McKenna's age gap is 5
6.
5 years,
5.5. Yeah.
5.5. Yeah, so if I was 16 when Twilight started,
Yeah.
McKenna was 10.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
go even earlier than that. Freaking Shark
Yeah,
Boy.
and then Shark Boy, then she was on set starting at 7 years old, going to auditions and whatnot, like literally since you were 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's oftentimes nobody thinks about what that looks like for a family. And there's other family members involved in that journey. It's not just a solo journey, especially, as a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old. Sorry, I don't know why I'm taking over this question, but
Oh, go.
no, yeah. But I know a lot of people are always curious what that looks like being a sibling to, because I've been asked my whole life, like, what does your sister think? Does she love it? Does she think it's the best thing ever? She, gets to go to Twilight premieres and this and that. And, they think it's the best thing ever and so glamorous. And it doesn't always look like that. But what would you say for you was the most challenging part of that? But you can, or would you rather start from the beginning and say from when you were, a child, what that looked like? But I'm here to say that it's not all glamorous by any means, and quite the opposite. It can be pretty freaking brutal at times, at most times.
Yeah. Oof, there's a lot there.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, like our lives changed a lot. Like we moved from Michigan to California for your acting. So, and now I was 4. So I didn't really know any different, but I knew that like obviously my life is changing a lot. But yeah, I mean, we're very blessed. So like, I don't want to disregard that. Like life was great. But again, I didn't know really any different. I think like set was always really fun. Like it was just a fun place to be. And
Made friends like Sissy.
oh, Sissy.
Sissy was my driver for Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah, we won't go into
But McKenna at whatever that was, 6 years old, made best friends with Sissy, my Shark Boy and Lava Girl driver.
Aw.
It was so fun. Cheaper by the dozen. That was
Oh
like
yeah,
the
you
best.
got to hang
oh
with
my
like all the
gosh.
all the
We were
siblings,
playing water
and-
sports
yeah,
and like that was the
that's
best.
the fun times.
Yeah, that's the fun times.
Yeah,
The not so fun times is like when the movie comes out, and I mean, obviously you dealt with it the most, but you know,
Hey, we're here to talk about you, girl. This is
yeah.
your perspective of it.
I always am very thankful that I wasn't in high school when the Twilight movies came out, because that was like that was always the age demographic of like Twilight. So I think it would have been really hard to be around like catty girls and like people who were obsessed with your brother.
yeah.
But I was in, I think, 6th grade. So I've always been super thankful that it was the age I was at.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, when I got to high school, there was definitely like friends and experiences I've had that like has wanted to get close to me because of you and wanting to hang out. And I was always very protective of who I let in, who I let over to my house. Like I had to know a person very well before I ever invited them into our home. One, for my sake, but like mainly your sake. Like I didn't ever want you to feel like you weren't comfortable in your own house. But yeah, I got protective over myself too, because I'm like, I want you to be my friend because you want to be friends with me.
Yeah, that's the balance.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
one, somebody that age shouldn't have to deal with. I want a friend to come over, but you know,
Do I trust
I need
them?
to protect my brother. Like first, just that. Then on top of that, navigating, does this friend, want to be friends with me, or do they, what like
Yeah,
that,
you shouldn't have to question like someone's intention of being a friend.
Yeah,
of
but
yours.
outside of the intentions, you also, and I mean, it's one of the reasons I'm most thankful for you, and you've been this way since you were younger than you should have ever been able to have the capability of doing this, but like you are so insanely protective, but at a certain age, you just shouldn't have to like, you shouldn't have to deal with that.
Yeah.
You like make a freaking friend at school. You should be just happy and that you want to have a friend over. You shouldn't go, hey, I made a new friend at school today, mom, dad, like, can they come over? And, they're like, well, how well do you know this person? And you're like, I'm not sure. They're a new friend. You shouldn't have to decipher all of those things
That was
at
weird.
12 years old.
Yeah.
You should just be able to focus on a new friend and a child's life.
Yeah. Would you say that like trusting people is probably like the thing that, not trait that's hardest for you to do, but thing that has like affected you the most, like from that?
Yeah, I think so. And I think it's like very recent that I've like learned that. But yeah, trusting people has always been really hard. And I've always been like super closed off with friends, with you, I'm sure, when we first started dating. But like it's hard to let people in because I don't want them to use it against me.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask, when you guys first started dating, what was it like difficult for you to open up, to let Jake in? Like, what was that process like with dating?
Yeah, I'm curious to hear what your perspective is.
Oh, I'm
But,
going to get there.
Yeah, I just grew up like not really wanting to talk about it just because that was like the part of me that I was so protective over. So I feel like I just avoided and never really opened up to people about those things. And you were probably the first person I ever like talked to about life and what it was like growing up. Just because I kept that very close to my chest for so long. But yeah, I truly do think you were the first one that I've talked to about that stuff.
Did it take you a while to like open up, or was it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In my opinion, I think yes. Do you?
Yeah, it wasn't immediate.
Jake's like, was not. I actually just thought of this as you were talking. I don't know if you struggled with this, but do you feel like it was hard for you to like figure out your own identity apart from Taylor?
Yeah.
Because I know,
Definitely.
I feel like I sometimes struggle with that. I love you. I'm not saying that that's bad, but I definitely struggle with that. Like, you know, I'm Taylor Lautner's wife, like, but I'm also like me. So like, you know, being his sister, like,
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
It was always like annoying when people, like, I think you first knew me at Belmont because it was Taylor Lautner's sister. And I was like, I don't want to be known for that. Like, I want to be known as McKenna.
Yeah.
And yeah, that definitely.
I mean, we kind of grazed over it. But I do just quickly want to hear, I'm sure, Jake, you learned very quickly those dynamics. And just like, what was the, this probably is a question for both of you, but like, what was the biggest thing that Jake could do for you, you know, as you were getting to know each other, when you weren't really talking about that, you know, because you're still guarded at that time. Do you know it? And it's just something that you aren't openly talking about. And what did you feel like the best thing you could do was, and what were you hoping for from him until you've built this beautiful bond where you are, you know, best friends in the world and always have each other and you can tell him anything and everything. But before that existed, you know, what did you think you could do best and what were you wanting from him?
I don't know if this sounds like horrible, but
Where is this gonna go?
if it is. No. I don't know if this sounds bad, but like I almost like wanted somebody to like not care. I don't know if that's bad.
no, that sounds great.
Not at all.
Okay. But yeah, like I'm just McKenna because I'm McKenna. I'm just hanging out with this girl because I really like her. Like I didn't want you to ask questions about my brother because that's what everybody else did.
Don't feel like Jake ever could have given two hoots of freaking crap.
Well,
Oh, well,
yes.
Well, what?
The first time he knew about me, and he doesn't like to say this, but he had some preconceived notions about me because of my name.
Okay. And what?
You want to say that?
in,
Wow.
I mean, Jake is from Texas, McKenna's from California, so I would.
what?
I if Jake had preconceived a girl that has a famous brother from California, like maybe she is a certain way.
Oh, is that what we're getting at? What?
Yeah.
What would you? What
Do you
were
want
the
to explain the story?
No. What? No. No. I'm gonna protect my freaking brother. Here. What were the preconceived notions?
Well, that's why the story is important. I won free tickets to a Beyonce concert, and everyone was like, "It's just because she's Taylor Lautner's sister. Like, it's just because she gets what she."
I never got you free tickets to.
No, it wasn't you. Belmont gave them away.
I know,
and
that's what
I
I'm saying.
won. And they're like,
Never heard
it's
of
just
this.
because she's, and he was one of those people that thought that.
Got it.
And I was like, what? No, it's a random draw. I got a ticket that had my number on it. Like, that has nothing to do with it.
I mean, that was better than the notion I thought you were going to say.
That's it, right?
Seems pretty small.
That could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
Jake, what about for you? Do you have an answer to that
Yeah, back
question?
to the original question.
Aside from Beyonce
Aside
tickets?
from that whole thing,
Beyonce was a great concert.
I think it was interesting because we were both really young. We were
Yeah,
both
we were
18 when
very
we
young.
met each other.
Wow.
So I feel like we were both not only like learning how to be in relationship with each other, but we were just also becoming ourselves as an 18-year-old, moving to a new city,
Yeah,
both
moving away
far
for the
from
first
home. So I wasn't in any type of rush to like figure everything out.
Yeah.
We hung out all the time, and I was just excited to be there. I wasn't like I didn't know anything about you. I had never seen any of the movies. Could not really.
He
care
grew up
much
not being
about it.
allowed to watch like TV and movies too. So like he really didn't.
Right.
Yeah,
know
we were out of
anything.
it.
Yeah, this was perfect.
So yeah, I don't think I ever probably asked you about the movies or anything like
You
that.
just asked me about my family.
I asked you about
they're
you,
like.
about we were just getting to know each other. So
Wow.
probably the best or what made it work was just us
Yeah.
getting to know each other
Yeah.
without any of that.
And you then got to do that at your timing rather than feeling like pressured to.
Exactly.
Bring up the elephant in the room or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
the
why we're here
world
today,
works in
folks.
mysterious ways. Okay, well, jumping a bit forward from 18 years old and meeting in college and your relationship developing, 15 months ago, you guys made us an aunt and uncle.
Aw.
If you don't know this, McKenna and Jake have a beautiful, gorgeous, stunning, scrumptious son named Brecken. And he is the light of their lives and pretty much ours too.
Plug your ears, girls.
Right?
They're asleep. It's okay.
Okay, perfect. Brecken, that's a cool name. Where did that come from?
Oh, I think you might have been there when we decided. I think you might have been the one though.
Okay, babe, tell a story.
Yeah, you go.
No, I don't know. Jake, go
Well,
ahead.
I mean, when you find out you're pregnant, you just constantly are like, "What should the name be? What should the name be?" And we didn't know.
That's a lot of pressure, by the way.
Oh
I had
my
no idea
gosh.
that was going to be.
I don't look forward to it.
They have
then you
this
land
name
on
for the rest
one.
of their life.
And then you're like, you sleep on it and you're like,
And
I
then
don't
like
know
the
if that's
first
it.
one kind of decides all the ones after, because like the vibe you gotta go for. You can't like have some vibe and then this.
So the
like,
first one
retro
is super.
name.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So we just told. It was the trip that we told you we were pregnant, right? And then we came back into the hotel room and
In
like
Nash?
Oh, yeah.
brainstormed names.
In
so
Nash? Was that
In
where it was?
Nashville,
I
yeah.
think we were only like 8 weeks along.
Mm.
So we didn't know if it was a boy or girl. So we were just brainstorming.
I remember reaching into that freaking bag and
Oh.
feeling the pregnancy test, and
you
I was
gotta
like,
replay that clip because that is like your reaction.
All time.
was
I
probably my
literally-
favorite.
Our reactions couldn't have been more different.
different. Frozen.
I
Frozen.
had no idea what was going
No
on.
reaction at all. I was
She
kind of
knew
offended.
immediately. She reached in this. So they, okay, let's back up. So story time. We go to Nashville and they waited just a little extra longer to tell us because they knew we were coming to Nashville to visit. And they were like, let's do this in person. And was it just like shortly after Christmas or birthday or something? So you were able to use the present excuse.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
we
It
It was
had
your birthday.
Birthdays.
For birthday? Okay. So we come to Nashville and they go, we have, late birthday presents for you guys. And they give us these gifts, and I have one, and Tay has one. And 1, 2, 3, we both reach our hands in the bag. We're feeling around. Tay touches this thing that's in the bag. She feels it with her fingertips, and she's like, starts freaking out. I'm in the bag. I'm feeling
What is it?
everywhere. I can't find it. I grab something. Hi, baby girl. I pull it out. I'm like looking if there's anything else. I open it up. I look at it, and I'm just like, my brain froze like it had never froze before.
Yeah.
I could not compute anything.
No.
And then I think maybe I started looking at you. I was holding it. I was looking at you. You're doing jumping jacks throughout the room. And that was probably what first told me what was actually going on. But then
What is going on right now?
if you're not watching on YouTube, Remington has inserted
She's being
herself
very
into
needy.
the picture. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I don't know. I've never felt like that before. Like I knew. Oh, it's a crazy.
what are you
feeling.
gonna be when we get pregnant? What is your freaking reaction gonna be?
I don't know, but I think it was just something about like my little baby sister who's, 5.5, 6 years younger than me, like that happening and me just being like,
Was not like expecting it at all.
I was not. I was
Like we have
shook.
friends that I'm like, oh, like I'm not gonna be surprised if they
Yes.
if that's in there one day.
Yes,
But
I'm well practiced now. But that, whew,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, yeah, touching that pregnancy test.
how did we get on that?
Brecken?
Brecken. Okay,
Brecken
so
name.
then we started
Yeah, yeah.
talking about the name.
Yeah. Then we started talking about the name. Do you want to tell the story? I feel like you haven't.
I don't even remember the story. We'd gone to obviously
Paso.
to Paso
Yes.
before.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, there's a winery in Paso that we visited with y'all called Brecken. Spelled a little bit different.
Yeah.
And we wrestled on that one for a little bit to figure out how we wanted to spell it. But
I think the in-laws thought of it for a girl name, and we were like, "No, boy name. That is such a strong boy name."
at first I
Oh.
did. And then you said boy, and I was like, okay, yeah. It's
You both
Oh, wow.
immediately were like, yeah,
Yeah.
that
And then
makes
like
sense.
nickname Breck.
Breck.
And then like when he's
Breck
cute,
'em
he's
Breck.
Brecky. Like
And then I think that's where you came up with Wreck-em Brecken whenever he's on the football
Wreck-em
field.
Brecken.
Alexa
Oh,
says Brecco the gecko.
Yeah, she does.
I like it.
dude,
good.
it's such a freaking good name. And I know you guys wanted like something unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I don't know of any other Breckens in the world.
The new year is all about new beginnings. Start your journey towards better mental health today with Cerebral. Cerebral is here to help you achieve your mental wellness goals with professional therapy and medication management support 100% online. You'll experience the all-new Cerebral Way, an innovative approach to mental wellness designed around you. You'll get a personalized treatment plan from a therapist, prescriber, or both, and a safe and judgment-free space. You guys have heard us talk about how much we love therapy and support it. And if you're interested in trying, I encourage you to check out Cerebral. To get started on your path towards better mental health, Cerebral is giving our listeners 15% off their first month of online therapy, medication, or both. Get started at cerebral.com/podcast and use code THESQUEEZE. That's Cerebral, CEREBRAL.com/podcast and use code THESQUEEZE to get 15% off your first month. Make 2024 your best year yet. Offer only valid on monthly plans. Other exclusions may apply. See site for details.
Bracken is the delight of our life. This is also a heavy-handed question, but just how would you sum up the first year? How is the first year of being parents been?
What do you think?
Oh, jeez. It just changes like everything.
Yeah.
Having a kid, similar to like getting married or finding your spouse, that changes everything. You just make decisions thinking differently now. And then you have a kid, and then everything changes from what you know. And it's probably been like the highest of highs, and then some also
Yeah.
really low,
Yeah.
really low lows. Because you're just experiencing this like beautiful little bundle of joy. That's amazing. And like you look at them and you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to squeeze you. And then like there's also really tough parts to parenting, and you're tired and you're still trying to work and figuring out life, and
Yeah.
that's a whole nother side of it.
Agreed. Yeah.
Second that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second that.
Okay.
Something that we've kind of talked about and that you've like shared a bit about on social media is your experience with postpartum depression, and just kind of like working through that before like giving birth. What was your knowledge of like postpartum depression?
For me, it was like throughout my whole pregnancy, it was kind of like, am I going to experience that? Like, I know so many women do experience that. So you're kind of like on edge the whole time. And then once you give birth, you're like, okay, it hasn't come yet. Maybe I'm in the clear. But mine, I feel like really hit me at like month 4 or 5, which I thought was really like late. Like I thought it would have already happened by now. But when I started going to therapy, she was like, no, like month 4 to 6 is the most common months for people to realize it and to start getting help. So yeah, I just felt like you're kind of on eggshells the whole time, wondering if it's going to happen to you.
That's month 4 to 6 of being pregnant?
Postpartum, yeah.
Postpartum.
Oh, no, not being
Postpartum
pregnant.
means
having baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Brecken's
Got
already
it.
here.
Month 4 to 6 after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
postpartum.
Were you given like any like support or knowledge or anything from your hospital?
Yeah,
Or-
no. I mean, I think they like, it's hard. I feel like I kind of blacked out during that experience. So maybe I don't remember the best, but they gave you like a pamphlet, like as you leave to like, you have to sign to get discharged. And I think they had like a page on it, like what postpartum depression is, but like nobody like straight out asks you or like tells you, or like a nurse doesn't come and tell you about that. Even like at my like 6-week postpartum checkup, like I don't think my doctor, I love my doctor, he's the best, but I don't think he like asked how I was doing or anything like that.
That's so interesting.
I know.
How did we get that incorporated into like? Sorry, I'm looking at you because my brain is just turning.
Literally no clue.
No, but that's such a.
I just asked what postpartum depression was essentially. I feel like a moron. No, I thought it was after you have the baby, but then you said it's at the 4 to 6 month period, and for some reason I was like, oh, like 4 to 6 month of pregnancy. But okay, yes,
Yeah.
I'm not at that. That question was. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
Stop. We were talking about pregnancy, so you probably got confused.
Well, you just said the 4 to 6 month part, and that got me. You know,
It's a
usually-
topic you are learning.
I'm
about.
not. I'm not incredibly aware of it. No.
Well, and I think that's one thing, even with parenting, even with postpartum depression, it's your first time experiencing it.
Yeah.
Google is your
So-
best friend.
Google.
Is it?
And
my gosh.
you don't want to learn things from Google.
What? Wait, what? So is it your best friend? I would think it would be your worst
Best
friend.
and worst enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Good
Well,
and
you
bad.
need to like figure out how to learn these things. Like, how do I breastfeed? How do I, sleep train? Like, what is all these things? Like, I've never heard of these before. And
Or,
like, we
like-
didn't have a lot of friends that were parents either, like at the same time as us. So I can't like go ask a friend or
Yeah.
a sister. So Google.
Sorry.
It's still, yeah.
Or like he's got a cough, or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
whatever that. could-
What is
Whatever it
this
is.
sound? What's this color
It's like
coming
you
out?
might need to take
Mhm.
him to the hospital right now, or he might be fine.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
I'm sure, like you said, you can find good advice, but you can
Yeah.
also probably find the worst of advice.
Anything with Google.
Yeah.
That's why doctors tell you to stay away from Google.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Like, oh, you have cancer? What? Oh no, I just had a cold.
yeah.
Literally, that is Google.
Later
Yeah.
we'll I know you have a couple more questions, but later we'll get into what you are doing about that, so we have somewhere that we can accurately look
Yeah.
and find and get the actual good advice.
All the good advice.
Mm.
Was there a moment for you where you're like, oh, like it's hitting me now?
Yeah. People always talk about baby blues versus postpartum, and I didn't know the difference. So I don't know the like nurse terminology. You probably know better than me, but like baby blues is those first few days / weeks after giving birth where like your hormones are all out of whack. Like scientifically, things are different. And you experience those highs that you would already experience as the dad, as whatever, but your hormones are everywhere. And I was just like, is this baby blues? Is this postpartum depression? Like, what is it? And I didn't know the difference. But yeah, those first few days I was wondering, it's hitting me now, or, this is going to get better within a few days. But yeah. And then there's definitely a time where I like looked at Jake and I was like, I think I need to talk to someone.
Is that what like prompted you
To what?
to start going to therapy?
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
prompted therapy.
Oh, yeah.
And that was about, what, 6-7 months ago?
Yeah, whatever, 4 months
During that
postpartum
4 to
was.
6 months?
Mhm. Yeah, I knew that I was really struggling and needed to seek help that wasn't just my husband as much as
Yeah.
you're great. But
Yeah.
also that's a lot of pressure on you too. So
For sure.
Going and reaching out to like a professional that does it for a living.
Well, we're, you know this, but we're very proud of you for,
Yeah.
taking that massive step, because it's terrifying, and it, in many environments can be judgment filled, but also just scary. It's
Yeah.
like, I often am like, if I know something's wrong, I just don't want to know. And when you do something like that, it's to figure out exactly what's going on, and that can be scary.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
And it's been cool to like, I don't want to sound like an old monk or whatever, but like
Monk.
monk, like an old, like, I don't know.
No,
What-
give it to us, old
It's
monk.
been cool. We've talked about it's been cool to watch changes in you over the past few months of, when you're in a hard situation, how you react to it or how you process things. It's been really cool, like, to watch that. Because obviously we've, like, done therapy and we've, like, seen it in each other. But I live with him and I see him every day. And we talk all the time on the phone. But it's been cool to, like, watch that, like, happen to you and, like, see, like, actually, like, the
Yeah.
benefits and, like, the fruit of
Yeah.
therapy.
Really have seen it.
Yeah, therapy's changed my life. Like, and I like went into it very like, does this actually do anything? Like, I just had my doubts. I never like dealt with mental health before, so I was like, is this really like gonna help me, or is this just like, I mean, it's expensive. It's a
Is that a
freaking
money
investment.
scheme? I know it's
Yeah.
it's tough.
So I've seen so much difference in like the way I view things and stuff. So
If you
it's
could,
changed my life.
could you possibly pinpoint anything specifically that you think therapy has helped you with the most, or given you the most growth in your life?
I'm still like very new into it. Like I feel like I just am starting.
6 months is like you're a baby,
and you're still getting to know your therapist. Like I've had 2 changes because
that can also be tough. That takes a while for people.
Yeah. So I still feel like I'm very new, but I think my therapist has been really good at giving like tools, like breath work and like actual tools. And again, at first I was like, does this really work? Like, I don't know if this works.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. All the tools.
I think too, like having words to define what you're feeling, or having words to define the situation that you're in, because life is tough. Like, tough things happen to everybody, and families and jobs and whatever. And having the words and like almost the toolbox to be able to go, okay, what does this actually look like? I think has been awesome for you.
Wow. I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
That's something that I struggle with most, is knowing that I feel something and, on good days, what I feel, but never know why I feel.
Yeah.
And it's exactly that. You said it so perfectly, is you will live with that, knowing you're sad, knowing you're happy, knowing you're frustrated, but not knowing why for the rest of your life if you don't have that toolbox in place.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that toolbox, you're just going to freaking live like that, just driving yourself insane the rest of your life. But it's having those tools. It's like, you know what? I need a screwdriver today because I got a screw loose. And it's like, it's like, it's a hammer kind of day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Well, that's why we always talk about like the importance of therapy. Not like therapy isn't just like for when things are bad. It's really important to have like those tools in place for when the bad things happen. You're like prepared to handle them.
Yeah.
For sure.
And how to go about it.
Yeah. A lot of people think therapy is like, you only need to do it when things are horrible. No, because when things are horrible is exactly when you need your toolbox ready. But you don't want to be caught scrambling. And you also, it's the same thing. When things are going great, it's important to be celebrating those times as well. Yeah. So no,
being aware.
Therapy is for all aspects of life, and not only when things are going miserable. It's a maintenance thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't be more proud of McKenna in facing parenting, first year's craziness. It's tough. And then to have postpartum depression and to go, I think I need help. That's huge. And then she's freaking wrestled the bear to the ground. I don't know if that's a nice thing to say. But she jumped into the ring and she was like, I'm attacking this. I'm going to figure this out. And like, it's a process. We're all learning, but
what's it like on the dad? Like, I know that a lot is focused on the mom, but I feel like the dad also like has a lot of pressure to make sure baby's alive, but also to make sure your wife's alive. Like I've always heard the analogy that mom is looking at baby's looking at both of us, and husband's always looking at the wife, like trying to take care. How's it been for you?
Oh, I think I'm learning every day, right? It's a lot. It's tough. Some of our close friends just had a baby, and that's exactly what I told him, the dad. I was like, you have to watch after mom because she's focused on baby and probably has no idea that she hasn't taken a shower in 5 days.
Right.
She hasn't eaten in the last. Like you have to, because you're focused on the kiddo, and it's a lot of pressure. That's probably the word that I would use, and that's kind of how I talked to my buddy about it. Was just it's a lot of pressure to take care of the house, take care of the family, take care of mama and the kiddo, and have a job and like, be focusing on the world still spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
World's still happening as
Yeah.
you're dealing with all that. What's like your biggest like advice that you could like give someone who's like a new parent or about to be a new parent that you feel like maybe something you learned or advice that you wish you heard before going
Yeah.
into it?
I think like have really, how do I say this? Work really hard at communicating with your spouse, with the other parent,
Mhm.
because you can literally, it feels like you can go weeks without actually having a conversation. Like you're in this kind of survival mode of like,
Mhm.
baby's awake, we're on
Yeah.
the move, baby's
Yeah.
asleep, we're cleaning the house, baby's whatever.
Because
Yeah.
it's a full-time job. Yeah.
It's just you're going, and then you're like, oh my gosh, how are you doing? How are you feeling? And I think that's like massive to be there for each other, because it can feel really like lonely, even together,
For
because
sure.
you're away from people a lot of the time. Your whole social dynamic's different. So that would probably be my piece of advice.
I would say community is very important.
Mm.
So like
Yeah.
community with each other, but also with other people and other parents really help. So I would say like if you don't have that community, like find it however you can find it, whether that's church groups or like
Yeah.
just figure out a way to find it, because especially when you don't have family in state, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
to rely on, it can be very lonely. And those first few months, even if you have all the family in the world, is very lonely because you feel like you're just in survival mode. But
Yeah.
if you have people surrounded by you, checking in on you, going through the same thing.
Yeah. Celebrating the highs, and then also like holding your
Having somebody
hand
there.
when it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of community, you've started something here very
Come on.
recently. She's very new.
Community.
Community. Can you share with our lemon drops your maybe like what is on your shirt and
Come
what's
on.
your what your shirt
Mama.
Yeah, actually, you inspired me. I don't know if I've told you that, but your Lemons by Tay page, like, I just felt like that needs to be had for a mom community of the motherhood. Again, I'm using Google to like look up resources and stuff. And why am I using Google? Like, I wish there was something out there that I could just go to one page and figure out resources, whether that's mental health, breastfeeding, like sleep training, like literally any question that I would Google. I wish I like had an
And
online
trust
community.
what you're reading.
Yeah. And all the different like dynamics of it too. So yeah, I started something called My Supporting Mamas, and my goal is for it to be a community for those who don't have maybe in real life community, but also even if you do have it, it's good to just have a
Yeah.
place you trust.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll leave the link down below.
We'll leave the link.
We'll
But
leave the at.
yeah, I just want to say I'm so proud of you for, how you are handling everything that you've been through in the last 15 months. And you are an incredible mother. And I also, I wouldn't want anybody else in this world looking. Didn't think that was gonna happen. I wouldn't want anybody else other than.
Wow. Kidding us all.
I didn't think it was coming. That was good. Watching over you than this man, because he's a heck of a dude.
Wow.
Love you.
Dude, what the frick?
I'm
did this
sorry,
at
I
our
don't know
wedding,
where it came
too.
from. Sometimes it comes out of nowhere. Frick. Ah.
Oh, well. Oh. We're gonna go from crying into a really fun game.
A really fun game.
Fun game. I'm gonna go grab the
Citrus
whiteboards.
did just get real.
Citrus got real.
And we are back in happier. No, it was happy. Just
Yeah, freaking made us
Collected
cry, dude.
ourselves.
sorry. Well, that's why we have this right here.
go.
For a first time ever, we are playing a game on the Squeezing 2.
Is there a winner?
Unfortunately, and trust me, I am very competitive. I do always like having a winner, but no, this game doesn't have a winner.
It's probably better that
Because I would, I'd like purposely be saying people's names and stuff. So I think we should just answer as honestly as possible. So we're going to play a game of sibling who's most likely to. So
Let's go.
every round, every question starts with who's most likely to, cha-cha-chong. And then I will, say what that cha-cha-chong means.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, just
Who is most likely to be constantly hungry? We all have our answers?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1.
You're
Boy,
constantly snacking.
Boyd?
You're always snacking.
If anybody is watching right now, oh, shiznit. I put the marker on my jeans. She's crazy.
She's crazy.
Jake could eat
Yeah,
from...
he could. I thought you were.
Jake
just
is a
saying-
large man, as
All
you
day,
can
every
probably.
day.
Well, you probably can't tell. Well, you can maybe tell by his knees showing in this chair.
He is
At this moment.
6'6" and built like Thor.
Oh,
And
that was nice.
and he can eat like it. All right, question number 2. Who is most likely to trip over absolutely nothing?
okay. This is offensive.
Offensive?
Show. That what? Boy, why is there a
Maybe it
rogue
runs
boy
in the
tay?
blood.
What's going on? There's a rogue boy tay on both. No, for anybody not watching, 3 of the board said McKenna, which is absolutely the right answer.
Yeah,
she
I guess-
literally broke her ankle, 2 months ago over
I guess-
absolutely nothing.
I guess, like, thinking back
Whoa.
There was
on
a story to that.
looking back on the past 2 weeks, I guess I actually should have said McKenna because I actually
What happened in the last 2 weeks?
well, I've clocked you tripping quite a few times.
Okay, dear. So then why did you write boy tay?
Because you're like sometimes clumsy.
What the heck? Okay, let's move on.
Both felt like obvious answers to me.
Yeah, both of those were gimmies.
Yeah.
This
But
is
this-
going to get
it's gonna get
interesting
spicy.
because I put this list together, if I'm being honest, and I said, let me start with some gimmies to warm us up. Swear on my life, that's what I did. So this is scary because, nope, I think this may be the last gimme. All right, who is most likely to take forever to get ready? Show in 3, 2, 1. Whoa! This is ridiculous. This
Why
is
do I take
ridiculous.
forever? No, I don't.
We
I
have
thought about
3
saying-
McKennas and 1 Boyte.
Dude,
you guys,
have
you
to
rigged
admit
this.
He takes
He does
forever.
I was going back
I'm
and
always
forth.
the first one
between-
outside the door. What are you talking about?
In theory, it feels like you should be the longest because you have to do makeup and you also have the longest hair to do.
Okay.
I'm always the first one out the door. Yeah, I
But
might
that
take a
doesn't
while,
mean-
but I'm always on time.
I don't think the question is
then
like on
you
time.
guys.
Yeah, no, you are on time, but you just have to start getting ready earlier. Because
I
you have
feel like that's him.
If the question was who's going to take the longest, it's you. It's McKenna. But if it's who's going to take the longest proportionate to how long it should take for them to get ready, I get that. That should be me. Okay, well, this has been interesting up until this point, and it's about to become more interesting because the questions get harder. Here we go. Who is most likely to laugh at the wrong moment? Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Go.
I was gonna say me or Jake.
See, that's what I was deciding between. We have 3 girl Tays and 1 Jake.
I voted for myself.
And he did vote for himself. And I was torn between Girl Tay and Jake. But I went Girl Tay. She does have some questionable moments. But I also could see Jake.
I just laugh when I get nervous. I just
Or you're just like brutally honest sometimes too. You just
Yeah,
don't have
no,
a filter. You're
that's
just
it.
like,
Oh, yeah.
That's
it's
it.
the smirk. It's the
Yeah, it's like a moment of no filter.
yeah.
And you don't mean like anything by it.
No.
But it just, it comes out.
Yeah.
Okay, here we
I'll
go.
take it.
Okay, we're getting fun now because these are some wild ones. All right, who's most likely to write a best-selling book? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Wow!
Me?
We have 3 girl tays, and girl tay put Jake.
That was just to be nice. It's you.
Wait, no, I actually thought you. I feel like you're very well spoken.
Well,
Well, you
Wait,
have a mental
guys.
health podcast and a mental health resource page, so I feel like it would.
My
only
thing
make
was going to be
sense.
because she wakes up certain mornings with very random ideas,
Yeah.
like starting this podcast or doing whatever. Or, she just like wakes up. She's like, "Ew, we need to go cliff diving." It's like, where the
Definitely not
frick
that.
did that come from? But yeah, I could just see her being like, it's time to write a book. But Jake crossed my mind too. I can see that
Motivating
as
one.
well.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff.
Maybe I'll do
Basically,
that.
just not the Lautners.
Yeah. It's a little bit offensive. All right. Who's most likely to invent something revolutionary? 3, 2, 1. Oh,
Jake.
3 Jakes except for himself. We all put Jake, which I think is
I
the
think
correct
you could.
answer.
I
think
think
Jake
Jake
would.
definitely.
Jake definitely. Yes. Jake
Yeah.
thinks outside the box and is always Jake's a
That's why I
Jake's
put
a
him for the book.
dreamer. Like
Jake's
Huh?
Jake.
That's why I put him for the book.
yeah, no,
Makes sense.
Jake's a dreamer. He's always thinking about, how you can better the world and just like outside the box ideas, and he's just a thinker.
He always has like those stats too, like
Big stat
always
guy.
big stats.
Big stat guy.
Big stat
Hey, you
guy.
know that? And by the time you get to the stat, I'm like, okay, you lost me.
Yeah, just feel like his mind can't.
Okay, that was.
Jake and Tay are similar in that where it just feels like their mind can never stop just turning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys have a theme.
What's that?
Like, of who you married.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all right.
We always say the in-laws are very alike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the term in-laws, but you two are very alike.
Yeah, very true. All right, here we go. Who's the most likely to claim they can talk to animals? Yeah, I know, baby girl.
Oh, gosh.
Exhibit A.
3, 2, 1.
That is so good.
Yeah.
Definitely a
Yeah,
Okay, baby girl.
that's a boy. We got
That's a
we got
boy.
4
Four
boys
boys.
there. I know. Who's the most likely to drop their phone right after buying it? 3, 2, 1. That's 4 for McKenna.
What the heck?
Well, did we know you or what?
What the heck? You put yourself, you know it. Have you ever done that? I'm sure you have.
No, not
Right after?
Okay.
Not right after. Maybe
right.
a couple
The
hours.
next day.
2 days after.
Yeah.
All right. I'm curious for this one. Who's most likely to die first in a horror film?
I don't. But, like, why?
I don't know. That's your discretion. Who's dying first in a horror film? 3, 2, 1.
Definitely boy. I don't know what you
We
were
have
saying.
3 boys.
He's the one that made me
including
freaking
myself.
go in front of him growing up.
Well,
Oh, what does that mean? Do you want to expound on that?
yeah, give us that story.
Yeah, I was like 3 years old and you were too scared to go in the garage. So every time you would wake me up and make me go in the garage to turn the light on for you.
Wow. Sounds
Still
like
kinda does that.
rumors to
Chicken
me.
licking, all I gotta say.
All right. Who's most likely to lose in a presidential election?
Oh my god.
3, 2, 1.
Girl.
I said girl,
The
too.
heck?
Why'd
Why
you guys
me?
put girl?
Because she's like the most peacemaking person, wants to make everybody happy. She couldn't
That's
like
who wins.
I
No,
thought
she
That's a
like
politician.
would be like, "Oh, you think that is a good idea? Maybe we should do that." Like you're just so
Ooh, that's a politician.
I thought the most likely to get to a presidential election was girl. That was the first thing. Win or lose.
I,
why me?
The opposite of that. you'll say straight out what you're thinking, and you'll probably piss, half of the people off right away.
I can see that too.
A politician is playing that game of just hearing all sides and exactly what you said about her, which I think would work to her advantage. I feel like you're just like, you know what you know what you believe, and you would just be like, this is
I
it.
agree with that. I feel like I'm such a freaking people pleaser that
But you stand up for what you think is right.
Next question. Who is most likely to win a hot dog eating contest?
My letters are big because this is the
3,
one
2,
answer that I know.
1. That's
Oh!
What? We have 3 Jakes and McKenna put boy. What on earth are you talking about? You think I can guzzle hot dogs? Guzzle the glizzies?
Oh, God.
Pickle hot dog?
That's why I thought of it.
Bro, you think I can eat more hot dogs than your husband?
I just thought because you like hot dogs.
Oh, man. I
You do
like
enjoy
a hot dog. I do like a hot dog.
We
I can
were leaving
see.
the Michigan game the other day, and they have all the little hot dog stands
Oh.
outside.
Oh yeah.
Taylor
Those
had
smell
to
and
pull
look
him away.
so
They did
good.
smell really good.
Phew. I want a hot dog now.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I should have got that one. Okay. Who's the most likely to break a world record? Okay. This one's tough. 3, 2, 1. Wow. Torn answers here.
Yeah, almost
yeah.
split.
I have Jake.
Anybody but girl.
Tay has
I'm just saying
me.
that those were the answers.
Anyone but me, it's true.
McKenna has herself or Jake, and Jake has McKenna. Any explanations here?
Well, I think it's all the people that said they were competitive.
Yeah.
So makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what this world record would be, but
Yeah.
I believe Jake could do it.
I do too.
Well,
Stat
thanks,
guy.
everybody.
Stat guy.
It might be the most hot dogs in
Yeah.
a minute. Should we try it
Exactly.
tonight?
No, we shouldn't. But I would love to see you and Joey Chestnut go up against
Oh,
each
dude,
other.
there's no.
I
Go.
can't watch this.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We're getting close to the end here.
This should be the easiest question of them all to answer.
Interesting.
Who is the best sibling? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're not answering it.
The crazy thing is McKenna
I'm
started
gonna say me.
writing.
Of course I am. Everyone's gonna put themselves.
You were gonna put yourself?
Of course.
Wow.
You
And
wouldn't.
that's where we'll end it, folks.
Interesting.
Oh my gosh.
hilarious.
That's a mama supporting mama.
That is a mama supporting a mama. Supporting herself.
I wasn't about to create a fight and be like, no, it's actually Tay.
That honestly probably was the safest answer.
Thank
to
you.
Just
That
put
was the
yourself.
point.
What, yourself?
That's prob-
Interesting. I would have put Jake. What?
I have been there for you through thick and thin.
You have, but if we rewind and go back to the moment where I randomly started crying, I think you could, understand and respect why I just feel extra special and thankful.
Technically,
for
I'm in
Jacob.
the group.
What
I know
the
I'm not your
frick?
sibling, but we are siblings.
Yeah, but for me, I'm not gonna say you. I'm not gonna say you're my, favorite sibling.
So I'm chopped
true.
liver.
In this exact
You're my
moment,
favorite,
yes.
McKenna.
Thank you.
Oh,
You're mine.
that's
Definitely
so
forget about
that.
sweet.
None taken.
That's so sweet. I got you.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, thanks for spending your holiday and New Year's with us. Ken and Jacob been staying with us, and
Yes.
So
we
fun.
have had the most fun time and got to do a lot of fun things with you guys.
And it
But
was a
this
cherry
is-
on top to be able to finally film this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
it's been fun. Thanks for
It's
having
been
us.
a highly requested one and one that we've wanted to do for a while, and just wanted to do it when it felt perfect, and now did.
I'm proud to be a lemon drop.
You
Hey!
are officially
Hey!
a lemon drop.
Jake's a lemon drop.
Let's go.
Now you just gotta listen to some.
Yeah. Start with this one.
Start with
Oh,
this one. Yes.
Wow.
For you lemon drops listening, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. As always, be sure to email us at loudner.thesqueezepodcast@gmail.com. Any questions, comments, concerns, guest ideas, let us know. What are you writing?
Continue.
You can follow us on Instagram at The Squeeze. You can follow us on TikTok, and you can see what McKenna is posting for us at The Squeeze
check her
Podcast. And you can watch on YouTube to see what Taylor is writing and make sure to follow, subscribe. Okay, flip the whiteboard. What are you?
we were gonna, say we're gonna provide a link, but do we have an official website yet? Is it My Supporting Mamas?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is.
.com?
Yep.
Plug
Let's
it in.
go! Check out mysupportingmamas.com.
Have a great rest of your week, you guys. We will see you here next Wednesday.
We love you. We love you.
We
and
love
we
you.
love you.
Come on.
All of the yous.
Squeeze out.
It's great.
Squeeze out. I like that.